Hello, Summer Excitement community. I'm Devon Watkins, and welcome to another exciting episode of Teaching Time Online. Now, those of you who are students may be thinking, the last thing you want to do right now is more online learning. And I get that. I have two high school students of my own at home who've been doing high school online now for a few weeks. So I get to hear about how some teachers have contacted them a few times by email, and others are streaming a video every day with hours of homework assignments, and how every teacher seems to have a different app or online tool or streaming platform that they want you to use. I mean, school really knows how to ruin the internet, doesn't it? But don't worry, Summer Excitement is here to the rescue with engaging and helpful spiritual content, and we need to support each other through this time and take time not just for our academic work, but to take stock of our spiritual and emotional health and to bless and be blessed by each other. So a quick update about me. I've been working from home now for a few weeks, and my kids have also been working and doing school from home. And it's been a big adjustment for us. I just live streamed the Easter service here from home. And you know, my kids sometimes go a bit stir crazy, missing to seeing their friends and getting on each other's nerves and getting on my nerves, and I get on theirs. And but we're getting through it. And my wife is a nurse, and her job really is to manage a bunch of clinics. But right now, anybody who's involved in healthcare knows that it's a crazy and hectic time, and that people are doing all sorts of different things. And so she's wearing a lot of different hats at work, having to deal with the public and sometimes deal with people who are symptomatic. And so, of course, that can be a stress, not wanting to bring home sickness with her. But overall, even though there's some stresses and there's some things to adjust to, we're very thankful and that our family's healthy, that we haven't been affected financially in a ways that I know a lot of people and families and friends have been. And we're really blessed. I am, by the way, that people are reaching out to help each other, to check on each other, and to reconnect with each other and to support each other through this time. That's one thing about tough times, about stress and difficulty, is that they can have the effect of causing us to stretch and to grow, of pushing us to lean on each other, to grow in our dependence on God. And that's kind of what I want to talk to you about today in our teaching time, is about challenge, specifically about challenging those who are ready to take on a challenge. Now, if you've been to Summer Excitement in the last 30 years, chances are I was there too. I was a student, and then a team leader, and then a TLC, and then assistant director over the TLCs, and I've been worship leader, and the last several years I've served as a dean, which is what Summer Excitement calls its teachers for reasons. And I started out at Summer Excitement as a 13-year-old student going into the 8th grade. I even have a picture. Brace yourselves, and boom, there it is. Me at 13, braces, mullet, and all. I know the resolution isn't that good, and we can all be thankful for that, but you might not be able to see my braces clearly in this picture, but what's not seen is that I had a crossbite, and so I got to wear rubber bands zigzagged across the front of my braces like a zipper. So I was a bit of a dork, very introverted, and still am a big introvert. By the way, us introverts are really having an advantage in this whole quarantine thing. We've been avoiding people for years. But back to me at 13, Summer Excitement really changed my life. People say that, but I mean it. And I could go into a lot of different ways and reasons that Summer Excitement has been an effect on me and transformed me, but I just wanted to point out one thing. about summer excitement that was transformative for me. And it's this: summer excitement expected something of me. Actually, it expected a lot of me. My team leaders expected me to have important and worthwhile things to say, to be a contributor in my family, in our family times. The rest of my family expected me to listen to their thoughts and their stories, respond to them. The deans expected me to understand big ideas about God and Christianity and the Bible and about life and how I should live. See, I'm convinced that one of the big reasons that summer excitement works is because we ask a lot of you. And we believe in you to do it. We ask a lot of our team leaders. We ask them to be in charge of a group of 4, 5, 6, sometimes 7 teenagers and to help them grow spiritually. That's a lot to ask for a week. And we ask a lot of our students. We want them to lean in, to be active participants in worship, in discussion, in sports, even if they're not athletic. And we fully expect everyone to do it and to succeed and to thrive. Because a big ingredient to success in spiritual growth and maturity is for someone to ask you to do more than you're doing and believe in your ability to do it. Think about a time in your life when someone asked you to do more than you might have felt capable of doing and believed in you to do it. Maybe to step up into a new leadership role, take a new position in your team, at work, in your band. Someone calling you to something that stretches you and grows you and believing in you is a real catalyst for spiritual development. And in a book that we've been using in our curriculum, The Good and Beautiful Community, J.B. Smith is talking about this idea of challenging people. And he says 3 things that he learned from experience. And here they are. 1, people rise to the level of expectation. We fail because we do not ask for accountability and commitment. In other words, people won't do more than you ask or expect of them. Generally, if you don't ask people to stretch, if you don't ask people to do hard things, they won't. 2, people intuitively know that when things are made easy, there's little chance that any good will come from it. We lower our expectations because we think people will respond in greater numbers, but in reality, we do them no service, and people sense this. So if you've ever tried to play an instrument, you know that unless you're given something that challenges you, that you don't know how to do yet, you're not going to become a better player. If you want to play the guitar and your instructor just gives you the same 3 chords to play in every lesson and says, okay, do that, you're great. The first few lessons, that might be fine, but at some point, you're going to be ready for more. But what if your instructor just continues to give you those 3 chords? Well, it might feel easy, but you're not going to get any better at playing the guitar. You might even start to resent your teacher because while it's easy, you're not learning. And at some point, you might feel like you're wasting your time. People know instinctively that if there's no challenge, there's no growth. Okay, 3. While not everyone in church is ready to make a commitment to transformation, there are many who are ready and are not being challenged. Far too much attention is being paid to getting people to come to church, and too little is paid to those who are hungering for a deeper life with God. In order to grow, we've got to keep stretching ourselves, accepting new challenges. My good friend John Ketchersid likes to say, the Holy Spirit is not going to grab you by the hair of the head and make you good. So, if we want to be followers of Jesus, we have to actually follow Jesus. So, what do you think about these 3 statements? Agree, disagree? What can happen in a church or any group when there's people who are never challenged. Now, there can be a danger to this, and some of you may be already thinking about it, that what about people who are challenged who are not ready? What can happen in a church when there are people who are pushed too quickly or too much? And there is a real danger there of expecting more of someone or more of yourself than is possible at the moment. That's why I really like that we have been asking you to do these in these teaching times. We've been calling them invitations. Because an invitation, rather than like a command or a requirement, is extending an opportunity to you, and you have to be ready and willing to accept it. An invitation has to be accepted, or it can be declined. You have to decide to take it on. And so we've extended these 6 invitations to you in our Summer Excitement online teaching. And I'm going to remind you of what they are. 1, plug in with God each day, either through prayer, Bible reading, or other spiritual exercises. 2, stay connected with each other, your immediate community, and those who don't know Christ. 3, ask not, what is my spiritual gift, but how am I a gift to this community? And offer your giftedness to the community. 4, develop a friendship with someone different than you. Different race, religion, class, background. 5, develop a servant mentality, downward mobility, where you seek to distribute your life's resources, your time, treasure, talent, to those in need. And 6, discover a healthy rhythm in the way you use your time. So as we look at these 6, there may be some that you're more willing to take on than others. And there may be some that you feel like you're in a pretty good footing and a pretty good place with, and others that really are a challenge, or that you really don't want to take on at all. You may feel like they're all a big challenge and you need to just kind of take one at a time. And that's okay. But we do want to encourage you to stretch yourself a little, to grow. Jesus' challenge to his disciples was this: if anyone wants to be my disciple, they must deny themselves and take up their cross and follow me. For whoever wants to save their life will lose it, but whoever loses their life for my sake, and the sake of the gospel, will find it. So there is challenging work to be done to grow in discipleship, but there's also great reward in seeking to follow Jesus. So here's a question for our discussion. Which one of these 6 invitations is the most challenging for you? And do you have a plan of how to stretch and grow yourself to accept that invitation? So, in the comments down below, let me know, which one of these 6 invitations that we talked about do you find the most challenging? And let's see what everyone says. And can you make a plan to grow and to stretch yourself to accept that invitation? Well, that's our time for today. And so I hope everyone is staying safe, staying sane, and staying connected. God bless. See you soon.